I don't know, except to say that by the time these lawsuits are decided, we'll have digital God. So ask digital God at that point. These lawsuits won't be decided before on a time frame that is relevant.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think we live, there's that, I don't know if it's actually a real Chinese saying or not, but may you live in interesting times.
Right.
It's apparently not a good thing. But I would prefer to, personally, I would prefer to live in interesting times. And we live in the most interesting of times. I think, for a while there, I was like really getting demotivated and losing sleep over the threat of AI danger. And then I finally sort of became fatalistic about it and said, well, even if I knew annihilation was certain, would I choose to be alive at that time or not? And I said I probably would choose to be alive at that time because it's the most interesting thing, even if there's nothing I could do about it. So then, basically sort of a fatalistic resignation helped me sleep at night because I was having trouble sleeping at night because of AI danger.
California, that's where the world's first ever fully autonomous AI-powered restaurant has opened, complete with burger flipping bots.
This automated grill gives the meat its sizzle as this restaurant goes robotic.
For this burger, it will take about 120 seconds.
Cali Express by Flippy is the world's first AI-powered eatery. There's new technology outside the kitchen, too.
A cheeseburger.
Order kiosks use facial recognition to remember you, your favorite food, and how you like to pay. Then watch the robots work. No humans required.
We can't get enough people to come out to work on fryers and grills and their dangerous jobs. And this automation helps solve a lot of those issues.
Hello, may I have someone?
62% of restaurants report being understaffed. Industry experts say most of those unfilled jobs could be done by robots.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, James Williams, Dark Waters, and I'm back. And there's been a reason why I've been staying away from the hard stuff, the hardcore stuff, because we're in a dangerous time where people getting their heads bust. And, it makes no sense to get your head rocked open, but we need to get into the hard stuff. Faith in the AI age. And I told you guys over and over and over, if you want to know where we're going, go look at Davos. Go look at the World Economic Forum. And they're going to lay out to you what you need to know. So the premise of this video, real quickly, so you understand what to expect, is I'm getting ready to show you that the Davos group, which we just recently found out that the World Economic Forum was trying to push a curriculum into the United States educational system, and it was just blocked by, I want to say, Anna Paulina Luna. Thank you, Anna Paulina Luna. Not only are you beautiful, but you's a beast, girl. We appreciate you. But they have their own Radio Davos, a World Economic Forum faith board. And they're addressing what does faith look like in the age of AI. Now, quite frankly, what faith looks like in the age of AI is an interfaith religion. It's the one world religion. It's the mark of the beast religion. And if you just listen to what the people are saying to you, they're telling you what it is. But the average person won't listen. So that's why you come here, because you don't want to have to do the research. You want someone to show it to you. So I'm going to show it to you. But this is one of those interviews where you have to listen because this is radio. So I'm sorry if I can't keep your attention span because there's no flashy things going on the screen. You're going to have to listen to this if you want to know the truth. I'm sorry, you're going to have to listen. Also, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. But I'm just going to point out some things to you, and I'll click you straight through it real quickly because I've listened to it. But I'll bring you point by point, and we'll do it in 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes and a like button, and I'll prove to you that these rank devil lizard people are bringing in the new world order, one religion. One world religion right in front of your face. I even tell you where you go find the people that's collaborating with them because they got a whole board that's working together to do it. And just in case you wonder where you start, you want to know where you start? You start by just clicking play and listen. We're just going to click play and listen. They're going to tell you where they at in the first damn 30 seconds.
85% of the world's population associate themselves in one way or another to have a faith or associate with a religion. If you want anything to be accomplished in finance, climate, technology, the list goes on and on. You need to know how to communicate and cooperate with faith communities.
Welcome to Radio Davos, the podcast from the World Economic Forum that looks at the biggest challenges and how we might solve them. This week, what's God got to do with it?
There are two forces that have shaped.
All right. Remember, this is the lizard people. The World Economic Forum is verified lizard people. The spokesman for the World Economic Forum is Urinal Noah Havari. Lizard person, dirty sandy beach. Let's be clear. Lizard person. I don't know if them two right there is lizard people on the screen. I'm not even going to attribute them to being dirty sandy beaches yet until we get through listening to everything. At the end of this, you may say them some dirty sandy beaches. You may say it, you may not. But we know Urinal Havari is a dirty sandy beach lizard person. There's no doubt about this, right? Got that established. We all know this. But in the first 30 seconds, they say 80 to 85% of the world identified with some form of religion. And so if you want to institute anything or get anything done, it's going to be through faith and religion. Why? Because this is why they want the New World Order, one world government. Because through the religion, this new up-and-coming religion, this interfaith religion where AI is the God, they can convince people to do anything. Any damn thing, man. Any damn thing. Hold on. Let's go to the next thing. I'm going to keep on moving. Keep it moving. And I want you to understand, we ain't got to go long. Watch what they say next.
Shaped the history of the world. And those are commerce.
This week, what's God got to do with it?
There are two forces that have shaped the history of the world. And those are commerce and faith.
Commerce and faith.
Those were deeply interlinked with each other. And we live in a time now where they're increasingly delinked and separate from each other.
Some might say, thank God for that. But not these members of the World Economic Forum's Global Future Council on Faith in Action, who say we're missing out if we're not engaging with faiths.
Faith is a normal thing. Faith is something that most of us have. And if we don't use it in a healthy way and in a way that shows up positively in the world, it will be co-opted by the extremes, and that will cause further division.
Stop your dirty sandy beach. Stop your dirty sandy beach. Because they talk in dirty sandy beach language. They talk in lizard language. The two things that have been interconnected throughout the world is faith and commerce. And there's been a disconnect between faith and commerce, and we believe they need to be connected. What did the Bible tell you about the mark of the beast? What did it tell you? That you would not be able to buy nor sell whether you have the mark of the beast, the name of the beast in your hand or on your forehead. So what the dirty sandy beaches right now is telling you, if you just listen to what they're telling you is, yeah, there's currently a disconnection between commerce and faith. There are two things that have driven the world, which are commerce, making money, and faith. And the two are disconnected and we need to join them. Then the commentator says, well, thank God they've been disconnected. No, they want to connect the two, because once they can connect the two through digital IDs, through the mark of the beast, and we can go into the mark of the beast. I don't want to do it right now, but we can have Prophet Hugh Angel break down what the mark of the beast is. Because everybody be talking about the mark of the beast. They don't understand there's three separate things that got to do with the beast. You can get it in your hand, you can get it in your head, and you can get it on your head. I'm sorry, I might have mispronounced that. You can have the name of the beast, you can have the beast on your hand, you can have it on your forehead. Three different things. One of the three you're going to need to eat. And what they're saying is, what you're watching is, what they're disclosing to the average individual is this, ladies and gentlemen. They have a whole interfaith religious group together that's going to issue and bring forth the mark of the beast. We have only gotten 1 minute into this. I told you this was going to be 10 minutes. Now I'm going to go to the hardcore part. Let's skip all the rest of the little measly, nice. Let's go to the hard stuff. Now I want you to know, we are 1 minute and 33 seconds into this, because this is what they do. They lay it out all in front of you. Now, if you've been listening to the World Economic Forum lizard people, you heard them talk about stakeholder capitalism. This is about our stakeholders. The stakeholders, there should be stakeholders in water. There should be stakeholders in the air. Stakeholder capitalism. Now what you're about to listen to is them explain to you that they have stakeholder faith. So these are the people who are going to have a stake in the future of faith. They're going to outline that they have a stake in the future of the faith of humanity. Because we moved into this shareholder or stakeholder capitalism model, which means that they consolidate everything under themselves. This is why I don't really care about this Iranian war stuff, and I wish they would put an end to this Iranian war. There's people out there, oh, you know, it's 10-dimensional chess, and Donald Trump is taking down the city of London. Nope, not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is the door to hell being opened up by bringing in famine, increased food prices, increased inflation, and fuel shortages, which leads right into the New World Order's hands. But you can play the 3D, 10D, 19D chess crap all you want. I'm preparing me and mine for the worst case scenario. Hopefully it is 10-dimensional chess, and hopefully it's gonna work out. But guess what? I'm not gonna be the one caught out when it don't work out. You heard me? I'm not gonna be the one caught out when it don't work out. Neither should you. Listen.
Right now.
This is Radio Davos. The World Economic Forum's Global Future Councils are small groups of experts from around the world
small group
who
of
get
lizards
together over a 2-year period to consider some of the most important issues facing us all. The idea is to bring people together from a range of backgrounds and outlooks to seek new ways of doing things. There are Global Future Councils on technology, on the economy, on health, and also, I discovered when attending a meeting of all the GFCs, one on religion. The Global Future Council on Faith in Action is such a lively group. It has even made its own podcast called Faith in Action. To get a feel for what they do, here's the intro to one of their podcast episodes.
Over the past 25 years, faith communities around the world...
Stop it. So here we go. The interfaith movement, financed by Radio Davos and by the World Economic Forum, has brought together their own group of people who are stakeholders in planning out the fate of the future. Planning out the fate of the future, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not going to do all your research for you. I told you we're going to take 10 minutes. If you want to look this up, what's God to do? God's got to do with it. The case for interfaith in the age of AI. The case for faith in the age of AI. My brain sees interfaith. Because when you get towards the end, it's going to talk about AI. In fact, before I close it out, let me just go to the part where they talk about AIs becoming gods, okay? And then we'll be done with this. Because let's just go to the AIs becoming gods part. Because, I mean, it's eventually what they... All right, you ready? You ready? Are you ready? You over there, are you ready? You over there, are you ready? So, what they're getting ready to do is equate AI to God because of its all-knowing ability. And this is why I tell you that they are preparing everybody to have an AI God. But, you know, you ain't got to listen to James Williams of Dark Waters, even though I'm the one who founded Dark Waters. I'm the one that told you keep watching the waters. I'm the one that told you about level 10 lightning. I'm the one that told you about all the things that go bump in the night in the dark that are real. But you know what? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I was the one talking about chimeras 10 years ago and explaining to you that our government been making chimeras and all of it's coming true. But I don't know what the hell it is that I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, but watch this. Watch this. Listen. You don't want to listen to me? Listen to them. Listen to your enemy.
Unemployment. Faiths are going to need to be there. So there's the hard technological aspects of the development of AI.
Hold on. He said, when we come to face massive unemployment, faith is going to need to be there. They already know that people about to lose all their damn jobs. And so they're saying when people lose their jobs en masse because of AI, they're going to need a God. And guess what? We're not going to turn to Jesus. No, we're going to turn to AI. Play, baby.
Of AI. Why do you need to bring that faith lens to look at it?
I think because faith has a contribution to make on any global innovation or any global challenge that is going to affect every single person on the planet. Faiths are the oldest traditions living, oldest civil society organizations. They've survived through so many ups and downs throughout thousands of years, and they will be around for much longer as well. And so they have so much accumulated wisdom they can offer to anything that's happening in the world. And I think with the AI conversation, I think there's much to offer, obviously, as been mentioned in terms of like, does AI become sentient? Is it a Terminator 2 kind of scenario? We're not 100% sure. But faiths are going to need to be there as part of that conversation. We've been hearing that there's going to be major job losses because of AI just taking people's jobs. who handles all the grief when people don't have work to go to? What happens when there starts becoming a little bit of civil unrest just because there's a high level of unemployment? Faiths are going to need to be there. So there's the hard technological aspects of the development of AI, but there's also the soft side of it as well, the human aspect, the human implications that AI is going to have and is having, and that's also where faith can have a role and contribution to make.
In your discussions in the wider group, are people coming up with just the power of AI? I mean, what is God? Don't expect you to ask. That's not an actual question. That was rhetorically posed.
We can answer it if you...
But,
we probably can't agree on that
Okay,
either,
well,
but we would try.
But one thing God possibly should be is all-knowing. And in theory, AI, even now, kind of, it should know everything any human has ever known. And therefore you can ask it about it. It's almost like, well, why do we even need God or faith anymore if we've got this thing that will literally answer our questions? Because God, you may feel God speaking to you, but you can't prove that to anyone else. I could speak to an AI and we'd all be able to hear the same words coming out. Maybe we don't need God anymore and it's going to be replaced. Are you getting to that level of discussion there? And what are the answers to that?
Very existential. Yeah. Gopal, what are you thinking about that?
We haven't got to that level of conversation
I'll
yet.
come in. When we finish this interview, I'll come in the room with you. And
You should definitely should.
But one thing I would say to that, and wondering, Sulaimo, maybe from the Christian faith, like from the Hindu tradition, the relationship with God is not transactional. And I don't think any tradition would say that. And, and your relationship with God and the kind of the feedback loop you get with the divine is based on your own spirit, on your own consciousness, on your own sense of love for the divine.
And see, this is where the interfaith crap goes up completely out of control. The relationship with the divine, our God, the God of heaven, is based upon a sacrifice that was made by his son, Jesus Christ. You don't have no righteousness to come before him. If it wasn't for that blood sacrifice, there's no way that you can come unto him. But hey, the lizard people, they have all their different beliefs and all their different gods. And Hinduism got 18,000 gods with long tongues, with 16,000 arms and all the rest of that. But this is the problem that we got, because the commentator who asked the question led you to exactly where these people are. Now, they can't come out and say AI is going to be a god, but that's the point. The point is, because this AI knows everything, it's God. It's because they don't even understand God himself. This is what happens when you have rank devils in control of technology. This is what happened when you have rank devils in control of technology. Remember, they're on Radio Davos being interviewed by the guy who's the host of Radio Davos and part of the World Economic Forum. They're rank devil lizard people. And so they think God, the extent of God, is just his knowledge, what he knows. Not what he knows about you, not what he says to you. And his exact words was, well, you can feel like God talks to you, but you can't prove that to anybody. The hell I can't prove it to anybody. I can prove it to people over and over and over again. Well, God telling me stuff directly about them, and I tell them about themselves. I've done it in the comment section. Well, how did you know that? Because the God telling me exactly about you. But you know what? When you're dealing with lizard people, when you're dealing with rank devils, when you're dealing with full-on demons, what do you expect? And I want to be clear with you, ladies and gentlemen, as you hit the like button right now, because I'm going 5 minutes over, as you remember to hit the like button in this very moment and show a little bit of appreciation of what's going on, I want you to realize something. I want you to realize, recognize, and understand that as these demons march forward, doing what they're doing, it's going to be all our fault. Yep, it's going to be all our fault because we too busy caught up in bull snizzle. In the words of my boy, Deion Sanders, in bull junk. Let me do the Deion Sanders hands. Man, that's that bull junk. We caught up in bull junk. Meanwhile, they just over there, bringing the AI gods. Gene edit the children. Half wolf, half man. Half pig, half man. Blah, blah. Give it an AI chip. Make it a genius. Blah, blah. And we around here arguing. Christians around here arguing with each other about their fifis. You said something that hurt my feelings. Oh, you said bad about Candace. You said bad about Trump. These rank devils gonna eat us alive.